Speak. You ever looked down at your feet and wondered why they no longer feel like they used to? Maybe etandipos, a constant tingling that refuses to go away. Maybe etandipos, as a burning sensation that wakes you up at night, or numbness that makes every step feel uncertain. If you euandipos or over the age of 60, you euandipos are certainly not alone. Millions of older adults experience neuropathy, and while many believe etandipos simply an unavoidable part of aging, the truth is far more encouraging. Your body is remarkably intelligent. Every second, billions of cells communicate with one another through an extraordinary network of nerves. These nerves carry messages from your brain to your muscles, your skin, and every part of your body. When those signals become disrupted, symptoms like numbness, pain, weakness, or balance problems begin to appear. But here in Dapos, the hopeful news. Your nerves respond to healthy habits, especially movement. Many people assume that painful feet should be rested as much as possible. While rest has its place, too much inactivity can actually make neuropathy worse. When muscles remain still for long periods, circulation slows, joints become stiff, and the nerves receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Over time, this creates an environment where discomfort can become even more noticeable. The encouraging part is that you, Don and Dapos, need expensive equipment, complicated treatments, or hours in the gym to begin supporting healthier nerve function. Gentle, consistent movement is one of the most effective ways to stimulate circulation, activate muscles, improve balance, and encourage healthier communication between your brain and your feet. Today, Dapos, I'm going to share 7 simple exercises that can help relieve neuropathy symptoms in your feet and legs. These movements are gentle, practical, and designed specifically with older adults in mind. They are Dapos about pushing yourself to exhaustion. They Dapos about waking up your nervous system one step at a time. Before we begin, remember this. Progress does not Dapos happen overnight. Your body changes gradually, and healing often follows the same path. Every small movement you make sends a positive signal to your muscles, blood vessels, and nerves that they are needed and valued. That simple daily commitment can make an enormous difference over time. So instead of focusing on what neuropathy has taken away, let Dapos focus on what your body is still capable of achieving. Because every gentle stretch, every careful step, and every minute of movement is an investment in stronger balance, greater confidence, and healthier feet. Let Dapos begin with the first exercise. One of the most remarkable things about the human body is that it never stops trying to protect and adapt itself. Even after the age of 60, your muscles continue responding to activity, your blood vessels continue delivering life-sustaining nutrients, and your nervous system continues learning from the signals it receives every single day. While aging may slow some of these processes, it does not shut them down. This is an important truth, because many people living with neuropathy have been led to believe that once numbness or tingling begins, there is little they can do beyond simply managing the discomfort. Fortunately, that belief is not supported by what we know about the body and Dapos, as ability to respond to healthy movement and consistent daily habits. Think about what happens every time you take a step. Your brain sends a signal through your spinal cord, down into your legs, through countless tiny nerve fibers, and finally into the muscles of your feet. At the same time, sensory nerves send information back to your brain about pressure, balance, temperature, and the position of your body. This constant conversation happens thousands of times every day without you even thinking about it. When neuropathy develops, that conversation becomes less clear. Some messages arrive too slowly, others are distorted, and some never arrive at all. Speak. That is why simple tasks like standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or walking across a room may suddenly feel more difficult than they once did. What many people don't realize is that gentle exercise acts like a reminder for this communication system. Every controlled movement encourages nerves and muscles to work together again. As muscles contract and relax, blood flow naturally increases throughout the lower legs and feet. This circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients to tissues that depend on a healthy blood supply. Healthy movement also helps reduce stiffness, maintain joint flexibility, and strengthen the muscles responsible for stability. These changes may seem small from one day to the next, but they become meaningful when repeated consistently over weeks and months. Consistency is often more powerful than intensity. Many older adults believe they need a difficult workout to experience real benefits, but the body responds surprisingly well to simple movements performed every day. Gentle ankle circles, toe movements, calf raises, and balance exercises activate muscles that may have been neglected for years. Over time, these muscles become stronger and more coordinated, giving your body a better foundation for everyday activities. As confidence improves, many people naturally become more active throughout the day, creating an upward cycle of movement and mobility. There is also an emotional side to neuropathy that deserves attention. Living with discomfort can slowly change the way a person sees themselves. Activities that once felt effortless may begin to feel intimidating. Some people avoid walks they once enjoyed, decline invitations from family, or limit their independence because they fear falling or losing their balance. These emotional changes are just as important as the physical symptoms because they influence daily habits, confidence, and overall quality of life. The good news is that every small victory matters. Standing a little taller, walking a little farther, feeling steadier while climbing stairs, or noticing that your feet feel more responsive after regular movement are meaningful signs of progress. They remind you that your body is paying attention to the choices you make every day. Improvement does not require perfection. It requires patience, consistency, and the willingness to give your body the opportunity to respond. Instead of focusing on what neuropathy has taken away, begin focusing on what you can build starting today. Every gentle movement becomes a message of hope to your nervous system. Every exercise is an opportunity to strengthen the connection between your brain, your muscles, and your feet. And that simple idea becomes even more meaningful as we move to the next exercise that can help awaken those important pathways once again. Many people living with neuropathy focus only on the symptoms they can feel, such as burning, tingling, numbness, or sharp discomfort. While those sensations are certainly frustrating, they are only part of the story. Hidden beneath those symptoms are changes occurring throughout the muscles, joints, circulation, and nervous system. The body works as one connected system, and when one part becomes less active, the effects gradually spread to others. This is why neuropathy often influences much more than the feet alone. It can affect posture, balance, confidence, walking speed, and even the willingness to stay socially active. Consider what happens when you begin avoiding movement because your feet feel uncomfortable. At first, it seems like the logical decision. Rest appears safer than activity. But over time, the muscles supporting your ankles and legs begin to weaken from lack of use. Joints lose flexibility, making every step feel stiffer than before. Reduced movement also means reduced stimulation for the nerves that depend on regular activity to maintain healthy communication with the brain. Gradually, what began as mild discomfort can become a much larger challenge affecting your entire daily routine. The encouraging reality is that this process can work in the opposite direction as well. Every gentle movement you perform sends useful information throughout your body. As muscles contract, they help push blood through the veins of the lower legs, improving circulation back toward the heart. Better circulation means oxygen and nutrients reach tissues more efficiently. Healthy joints move more freely, muscles become more responsive, and your nervous system receives repeated practice coordinating movement. These changes may not be dramatic after a single session, but they become meaningful through repetition. This is one reason rehabilitation specialists often emphasize simple, controlled exercises rather than complicated routines. Your nervous system learns through repetition. Every time you flex your ankles, spread your toes, raise your heels, or carefully shift your weight from one foot to the other, your brain and body are practicing an important skill. These repeated movements strengthen pathways involved in coordination and balance, helping your body become more efficient over time. Balance deserves special attention because it is something many people take for granted until it begins to decline. Standing upright requires constant communication between your eyes, inner ears, muscles, joints, and nerves. Your brain continuously gathers information from each of these systems to keep you stable. When sensation in the feet becomes reduced, maintaining balance naturally becomes more challenging. Fortunately, gentle balance exercises can encourage your body to rely more effectively on the information that is still available while strengthening the muscles that help keep you steady. There is another important reason movement matters. Physical activity often improves confidence. Each successful step reminds you that your body is still capable of learning, adapting, and becoming stronger. That confidence frequently encourages people to walk a little farther, spend more time with family, enjoy hobbies again, and participate in activities they may have been avoiding. The emotional benefits of regaining independence are often just as valuable as the physical improvements themselves. It is important to remember that progress rarely happens in a perfectly straight line. Some days your feet may feel better than others. Some mornings you may feel more energetic, while other days require extra patience. That does not mean your efforts are failing. Lasting improvement is built through consistent habits repeated over time, even when results seem gradual. Every healthy choice contributes to the foundation your body needs to function at its best. Rather than asking whether one exercise will solve every symptom, ask yourself a different question. What happens when you give your body a daily opportunity to move better, circulate better, and communicate better? The answer begins with small actions performed consistently, and those actions become even more meaningful as we continue with the next simple exercise that can help support healthier feet and stronger legs. One of the greatest misconceptions about neuropathy is that relief depends entirely on medication or advanced treatments. While medical care is important and should always be followed according to your healthcare provider's advice, many people overlook one of the most powerful tools available to them every single day: purposeful movement. Your body was designed to move, and every movement you make sends valuable signals throughout your nervous system. Even if those signals have become weaker over time, they are not necessarily gone. They simply need regular, healthy stimulation to encourage better communication between your brain, muscles, and feet. Think of your nervous system as an intricate network of pathways. When those pathways are used consistently, they remain active and responsive. When they are ignored for long periods, they become less efficient. This doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't reverse overnight either. The body adapts to the habits you repeat. If long hours of sitting become your daily routine, your muscles gradually lose strength, your joints become less flexible, and circulation slows. The nerves in your feet receive fewer healthy signals, making it even harder for them to perform their job effectively. Before long, standing up feels more difficult, walking becomes less stable, and simple daily activities require much more effort than they once did. The encouraging news is that your body responds surprisingly well to positive habits even later in life. Every time you gently stretch your feet, rotate your ankles, or activate the muscles in your lower legs, you encourage healthy circulation. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients that support every living tissue, including the tiny blood vessels surrounding your nerves. Healthy circulation also helps nourish muscles and connective tissues that work together to keep you balanced and mobile. While no single exercise can guarantee immediate relief, consistent movement creates an environment where your body can function more efficiently. Another important benefit of gentle exercise is that it improves body awareness. Many people with neuropathy describe feeling disconnected from their feet because reduced sensation makes it difficult to judge where their feet are while walking. Controlled exercises encourage your brain to pay closer attention to movement, helping strengthen the connection between your nervous system and your muscles. This process takes patience, but every repetition becomes another opportunity for your brain and body to work together more effectively. It is also important to understand that improvement often begins with changes you cannot immediately see. Inside your body, muscles are becoming more active, joints are moving more smoothly, circulation is responding to increased demand, and coordination is gradually improving. These internal changes often occur before you notice major differences in the way you walk or feel. That is why consistency matters so much. Many people stop exercising too soon because they expect dramatic results after only a few days. In reality, meaningful progress usually develops gradually as healthy habits become part of everyday life. Small victories deserve to be celebrated. Perhaps you notice that getting out of a chair feels easier. Maybe you walk through the grocery store with greater confidence or find yourself standing a little longer while preparing a meal. These moments may seem ordinary, but they represent important improvements in strength, stability, and independence. They remind you that your body is capable of responding when given the right support. Your mindset plays an equally important role. When you believe improvement is possible, you are far more likely to continue making healthy choices. Each day becomes another opportunity to strengthen your body instead of surrendering to fear or frustration. Every gentle movement is a decision to invest in your future mobility, your confidence, and your quality of life. Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. One simple exercise performed today is far more valuable than waiting for the perfect time that never arrives. Your feet have carried you through decades of life, countless memories, and endless journeys. They deserve daily care, patient attention, and the opportunity to become stronger again. And with that foundation in place, we can move forward to another simple exercise that continues building healthier movement, better balance, and greater confidence with every step. There's a powerful truth that many people discover far too late. Your body is constantly responding to the choices you make each day. Every healthy meal, every glass of water, every good night's sleep, and every gentle movement becomes information that your body uses to repair, strengthen, and adapt. The same is true for your nervous system. Although neuropathy can make your feet feel disconnected, uncomfortable, or weak, your body never completely stops trying to heal and adjust. It continues working every hour of every day, responding to the environment you create through your daily habits. That is why the smallest positive changes, repeated consistently, often produce the most meaningful long-term results. Many older adults become discouraged because they expect improvement to happen quickly. After performing a few exercises or making healthy choices for several days, they look for dramatic changes and become disappointed when they do not immediately feel different. But the human body rarely works that way. Just as nerve problems usually develop gradually over many months or years, rebuilding strength, improving circulation, and supporting healthier nerve function also require patience. Healing is often quiet before it becomes noticeable. Long before you recognize improvements while walking, important changes may already be taking place inside your muscles, blood vessels, and nervous system. Every time you move your feet with purpose, you activate muscles that may have remained inactive for long periods. Those muscles begin demanding more oxygen, encouraging blood to flow more efficiently through the lower legs and feet. At the same time, your joints move through healthy ranges of motion, helping reduce stiffness that often develops after long hours of sitting. Your brain also receives valuable sensory information from each movement, allowing it to continuously refine balance, coordination, and body awareness. These repeated signals strengthen the communication between your brain and your lower body, making everyday movements feel more natural over time. One of the greatest rewards of regular movement is not simply reducing discomfort, it is restoring confidence. Neuropathy often creates uncertainty. People begin watching every step, worrying about uneven ground, avoiding stairs, or limiting activities they once enjoyed because they fear losing their balance. This gradual loss of confidence can quietly reduce independence and quality of life. Gentle daily exercise helps break that cycle. As your muscles become stronger and your movements become steadier, everyday tasks begin to feel less intimidating. Standing up from a chair becomes smoother. Walking across the room requires less hesitation. Spending time outdoors or enjoying activities with family begins to feel possible again. Another important lesson is that consistency always wins over perfection. There will be days when your energy feels lower or your symptoms seem more noticeable. Those days do not erase your progress. They are simply part of the natural rhythm of the body. The people who experience lasting improvements are not those who exercise perfectly every day. They are the people who continue showing up, even when progress feels slow. A few minutes of gentle movement performed consistently is far more valuable than an intense workout followed by weeks of inactivity. It is equally important to celebrate the small victories that often go unnoticed. Feeling steadier while brushing your teeth, climbing a few more stairs without stopping, walking through a store with greater ease, or realizing you are thinking less about your feet than you did a month ago are all meaningful signs that your body is responding. These moments remind you that healing is not always dramatic. More often, it arrives quietly through the accumulation of hundreds of small improvements working together. Never underestimate what your body can accomplish when it receives patience, care, and daily encouragement. Your feet have supported you through decades of life's challenges, celebrations, responsibilities, and unforgettable memories. They continue carrying you forward today, and they deserve your attention, your commitment, and your belief that improvement is possible. Every gentle exercise becomes another step toward stronger movement, better balance, and renewed independence, setting the stage for the next simple exercise that can help you continue this journey with greater confidence. One of the most inspiring discoveries about the human body is that it is always listening to the signals you send it. Every decision you make, whether you choose to stay active or remain seated for long periods, influences how your muscles, joints, blood vessels, and nerves respond over time. Neuropathy may change the way your feet feel, but it does not erase your body's remarkable ability to adapt. Even later in life, your nervous system continues responding to healthy habits, and every gentle movement becomes an opportunity to support stronger function and greater independence. Many people begin believing that numbness or tingling means their best years of movement are behind them. They become cautious with every step, worried that walking will only increase discomfort or place them at greater risk of falling. While those concerns are understandable, avoiding movement often creates a different problem. Muscles that are not used begin losing strength. Joints become less flexible, making every movement feel stiffer than before. Circulation slows because the muscles in the legs are no longer contracting regularly to help move blood efficiently through the lower body. Little by little, inactivity creates an environment where weakness replaces confidence. The encouraging news is that the opposite cycle can begin with something as simple as a few minutes of intentional movement each day. Every time you lift your heels, rotate your ankles, flex your toes, or gently shift your weight from one foot to the other, your muscles immediately become active. As they contract, they naturally encourage healthier circulation throughout your lower legs and feet. Oxygen and nutrients travel through your bloodstream to support muscles, connective tissues, and the tiny blood vessels that nourish your nerves. At the same time, your joints move through comfortable ranges of motion, helping maintain flexibility that is essential for steady walking and good balance. Your brain also benefits from every controlled movement. It constantly gathers information from your feet, ankles, knees, and hips to determine where your body is positioned in space. When neuropathy reduces sensation in the feet, those messages become less reliable. Gentle exercises provide repeated opportunities for your brain to strengthen the communication pathways that remain. Although this process is gradual, consistent practice helps improve coordination, body awareness, and confidence during everyday activities. There is another important benefit that is often overlooked. Regular movement changes the way you think about your body. Instead of seeing your feet as a source of frustration, you begin seeing them as something worth strengthening and protecting. Every completed exercise becomes proof that you are taking positive action. That shift in mindset is incredibly powerful because it encourages long-term habits rather than temporary solutions. Lasting improvements rarely come from doing one extraordinary thing. They come from doing ordinary things consistently until they become part of your daily routine. You may not notice dramatic changes after the first few days, and that is perfectly normal. The body builds resilience, gradually. Strength develops one repetition at a time. Balance improves one steady step at a time. Confidence returns one successful walk at a time. Every day you choose movement, you are investing in the future version of yourself, the one who walks with greater stability, enjoys more freedom, and participates more fully in everyday life. Never compare your progress with someone else's journey. Every person's health history, lifestyle, and recovery path are different. What matters is that you continue moving forward from where you are today. Even the smallest improvement is meaningful because it represents your body's ability to respond to care, patience, and consistent effort. The goal is not to become perfect overnight. The goal is to become a little stronger, a little steadier, and a little more confident than you were yesterday. As you continue this journey, remember that every step you take is a reminder that your body still has the capacity to learn, adapt, and improve. Those simple daily choices build a stronger foundation for healthier nerves, better mobility, and greater independence, making the next exercise another valuable opportunity to help your feet and legs work together with renewed strength and confidence.